off. Like, I've had 2 days off for the last fortnight, so...
Oh, okay. Oh, shit. Drink up.
Yeah, it's going to get worse.
Damn. Oh, someone's buzzing me here. Hang on. 10-minute quali. Oh, hang on. Jace has got the race notes. Are you there, Rob? Hello?
WD-40. Perfect for your bar thrust.
Are you ready to go, brother?
Yeah, whenever you are, mate. I'm just going to have some more long beans.
Okay, the Battle of Long Bean. All right, we're ready to go. All right, hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon and good evening wherever you're watching right around the world. Well, I've got a question for you. The name Mount Panorama Bathurst V8 Supercars. Is there any more iconic duo in Australian motorsport? I'll wait. Because hello and welcome to KRL, the second social race. We missed out last week, but we are back this week at the beautiful Mount Panorama circuit at Bathurst. 6.21 kilometres, 23 corners. Who can conquer the mountain tonight? 10-minute qualifying session, a 16-lap race coming your way. No pit stops. Soft tyres will be used for the whole race, but will be worn out by the end. That's all the race information I've got as I welcome my co-commentator, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Robbie Maverick Spicy Boy Pearson, Rob Dog 1996. Good evening to you.
Yes, good evening to you, Trev, as I'm still chewing on my macaroni and cheese. But, yeah, it's looking like a bit of a spicy race tonight. Bathurst usually throws up some battles early on in the race. It's only 16 laps tonight, but we do have a 10-minute qualifying session. So that's something we usually don't do when we come to Bathurst. We usually do a shootout format. So these guys have some time now to put some laps on the board and get cracking. 14
drivers here this evening. Also good to see Crumpkin in the mix as well, one of our long-time viewers on the live stream. He was mentioning a couple of weeks ago that he was looking at getting the project cars to game as we see the first of our drivers coming out onto the circuit. And one thing we neglected to mention, Rob, was the fact that we are sort of having a twilight race, aren't we? And how, as a driver, does that impact, I guess, your cornering, you know, the visual sort of side of things when you're driving around this circuit? Does it change an awful lot on dusk and when the light is fading?
Yeah, so the circuits will obviously cool down, so there'll be a little less grip on the tarmac. It shouldn't affect the tyres too much, especially if they're going to be running soft tyres for the whole race. But you can see that compact is having to deal with a little bit of oversteer, so that car's not looking great on the outlap there, just trying to really get some temperature into the tyres before his fast lap. But I mean, apart from that, maybe a bit of sun glare coming over the top of Skyline going down, reduced visibility. So there are some factors that you can see. Just try to get some temperature in the car, and that's going to be the big key tonight, is temps. Just trying to work them into your tyres and really pushing as hard as you can at the same time, because these night races are actually really spectacular to watch, as you can see with the beautiful FG Falcon there with the headlights blaring. As you can tell, I'm not a Ford fan at all, but yeah, it's going to be an exciting one.
Calm down, Rob. We know where your loyalties lie, but we did mention about that 10-minute qualifying session. We've already lost, 2 minutes out of that already, but as we watch Compact come down Conrod Straight and heading into the final part of this lap, and I'm sure it's just an outlap for him, so he'll be getting his hot lap underway very shortly as we take a look at Wimpernate. A good turnout tonight. We mentioned 14 drivers but it is a very, well, it's not a very long lap, is it? It's just a long lap in general, Rob. So it's going to be interesting to see these guys might only get 2 or 3 cracks at this one to set a quick time tonight.
Yeah, it's still pretty much a shootout formula, really. You only got 3 laps to do it in, and it's not even including the outlets either, as I've now finished my steamed green vegetables, as you'll be glad to hear now there, Trev. But yeah, it's really tough, especially with not enough time to get around the circuit. It's a long circuit, about a 2-minute 10 lap if you're not that great. So that's where we'll be expecting Crump to be. But yeah, it's 3 attempts and possibly 3 mistakes. So there might be some top names tonight that won't be at the top tonight.
And speaking of names, we've got some favourites in there. Jason, Cart Dude, Big Dick Johnson, and well, Wimpinator. I'm not sure whether he was on a quick lap there, but there was some traffic heading towards the top of the hill as Cart Dude on the ragged edge. And you wouldn't expect anything less from this Taswegian. And lights going there. This track, we mentioned it at the start, at the top of our show tonight, 6.213 kilometres. And the length of the Conrod Straight is 1.9 kilometres of that alone that we see Cart Dude on there as well. Height of 862 metres at the highest point, I believe. And some of the most famous
about
corners.
Cart Dude there, Trev. He's a bit of a short ass.
Yes, higher than Benny Cousins on a West Coast Eagles end of season trip. No, Forest Elbow, Conrod Straight. We mentioned the Chase. Griffiths Bend, Cutting, you name it, the S's, the Skyline, fantastic corner names, so much history here, that's for sure, and possibly one of very few tracks, Rob, that I've got to say I've watched since I was, well, for as long as I can remember in motorsport.
Yep, sorry, yeah, I had a big mouthful of potatoes there.
I've got to stop,
yeah.
Rob. I've got to stop going to you. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's all right, mate. It's I got to choose my eating points in certain places. But yeah, I don't remember missing. I certainly haven't watched full races certain years, but I don't remember not missing a Bathurst race. You know, it's one of those things, especially if it's on the TV. You're not, you know, sometimes you're not, you know, you're busy and all that, and you flick over TV and you see Bathurst. It's like the last 6 laps. You watch it because it's just Bathurst. You know, sometimes the racing might be spectacular. Sometimes the racing, you know, can be red flag, as we had. I think it was 2012 Bathurst where it was red flag for a very long time. Still got the race done, but yeah, it's just. It's Bathurst, isn't it? It's like our version of Monaco. It's, you know, it's the Indy 500. It's our crowning race, and that's something that the Europeans will never take away from us.
Certainly won't. It is the creme de la creme in Australian motorsport, the crown, if you will, as we watch our man Jason Wilkinson. Jason Wilco 19. Where has this qualifying session gone? Just to tick over 4 minutes remaining. Only 4 drivers have set times, with Wilco sitting pretty at the top of the standings with a 2-minute 02. 2 minutes 2.248 as he smashes into the wall. And boy, I'll let you finish those string beans. As BK11 says, V8s at Bathurst, question mark. Be right back, I'm getting the lube. To which I responded, you will need plenty. But great to have everybody's company here tonight. Like we said, the second of our KRL social races here on Project Cars 2. I was away last week being a hero, but I am back this week, and yeah, happy to say that it's good to be back. And what better race to come back to than the V8 Supercars at Bathurst as the Hep. What has he done? Well, I can tell you not too much at all, as I'm trying to find him on the timing screens, but he has gone awfully wide coming across the top of the mountain there, and no damage done though as he continues on, gets very wide again, up to 4th gear, flying over the top of the mountain, down to 2nd, as he makes his way through this 3rd and final sector, riding inside the cockpit with Hef. This is exclusive camera angles that we've got going here. So this is fantastic stuff. Now down Conrod Straight, looking to get up towards 5th gear, 6th gear. Looking to max out around 260, 270, maybe even 280 kilometres an hour. And what can he do here? as he comes up to the chase. Very difficult corner to negotiate as someone's gone off up ahead of him there. But just eases off then through the chase up to the final corner now.
Ooh.
And someone was off to the riders. That's Taylor crying in the background, but it's Danny's streaming night. You know the rules. As he comes through the last corner and out of it. Across the start-finish straight. That sounded like a string bean, a stray string bean as he comes across the line now. And what can he do? I don't know, Rob, because I can't quite pick up the abbreviated name on the timing screens. It could be that he was starting a hot lap as we look at Cartdu now. Less than 2 minutes to go. And Cartdu right at the bottom of the order. So let's hope, Rob, that he can do something with this lap, if it indeed is a hot lap.
I mean, it does look like this is the start of his lap. He's really hammering it. He's got 12.7 litres on board. The car looks prime. That temperature in his car is climbing. They will block off the radiators as much as he can. And look at that. It was actually a flying lap. A 2 minute .456 lap there. That's incredible pace from an incredible, be it a very short Tasmanian.
Yes, unbelievable stuff. 2 minutes. The first driver to crack 2 minutes flat. But have a look at Big Dick Johnson. Christened Big Dick Johnson quite some time ago after the you could change your PSN name, and he elected to go with Big Dog Jono. But he has been christened, like we said, as Big Dick Johnson, BDJ for short, and that name has stuck. But I'll tell you another thing as Dev Mack joins us. Hello to you, Dev. But these walls very unforgiving here. But I tell you what, Big Dick Johnson looks like he is one big dick who's very focused here on this lap, Rob.
Yes, one big dick. Looking very large. I don't know what to say. Don't know what to say to that, Trev. From what I know, though, he does have a regular-sized penis. Don't want any men out there feeling a little underwhelmed by their penis size, but as some macaroni and cheese falls on my tongue and blurs my speech a little. Blurs my speech? Is that the what I'm looking for here, Trev?
We'll come back to you, Rob. I'll tell you what. We'll come back to you at the start of the race, and we'll let you finish your mac and cheese. Oh, string beans, mac and cheese. I pretty much grew up on that. Back in the day, back in the projects, but I'm not really sure where I'm going with that. But anyway, as Big Dick Johnson comes across the line. Oh, what a lap that was. That's only good enough for third, though, with a 2 minutes 01.093. And BK11 saying Wilco's first hater is on board, as Debmax saying, let's see how good you are. Okay, not a lot of love there for Wilco, but we are riding on board with this man at the moment. And he set a quick time of 2 minutes 02.2, and he is 2 seconds off of provisional pole position. And is Deb saying, that was my car, Jason. A bit of salt here in the comments. Anyway, we're riding on bonnet cam now. Thank you, Roberto. Through this last part of the lap, qualifying is done and dusted. And he is very, very close to those walls. Like we said, they are unforgiving here at Mount Panorama. He's got some traffic further up ahead coming down Conrod Straight, but I don't think that's going to have too much of an impact on him. But let's just recap. We've got 3 drivers who are yet to set a time, or indeed have not set a time in this qualifying session. But it is Cartdude ahead of Wimpinator. Then Big Dick Johnson on the second row of the grid ahead of Andy and Jason, who's down to 5th at the moment. We ride on board with this man, Waffles, Riney Compact. Stop texting me, whoever that is. That'd be much fucking appreciated. As Wilco gets it slightly out of shape there, coming towards Murray's corner at the end. He's got some traffic. I don't think that's going to affect him, is it? No, that car gets out of the way nicely. Wilco comes across the line. What's it going to be? Is it going to be pole position? No, it's only good enough for P4. And he just pips Andy there to P4. But that is the end of this qualifying session. It's Cartdude on pole position. The Taswegian getting the job done by 7/10 ahead of Wimpinator and Big Dick Johnson in P3. Then Wilco. We saw him come across the line in 4th. Andy Holden 5th. Waffles in 5th. Yes, 6th. Jeez, I can't count. How about that? As I try and get the rest of these results, Rob Ridey in 7th. Compact in 8th. Hef in 9th. John Dog 2010. Crumpkin, who finally got Project Cars 2 in 11th. 12th for OGT 328. And Rick Oztech and Mickey, you're not so fine down there in 14th. And as we wait for you to finish your mac and cheese, this is going to be an absolute humdinger of a race. And I've got to say, as Kane says, I'm not last for once. Good effort that, marvellous effort that. Nearly cracking into the top 10 there, Crumpkin. But I've got to admit, I don't mind these short, 10-minute short, punchy qualifying sessions. Rob, it's over and done with very quickly.
Yeah, it's over and done with very quickly, just like my ex said about me. But because I ejaculate quick. Anyway, yeah, it's a better format, and as I've finished my string beans and my macaroni cheese, I only have some potatoes left with my my pork belly there. It does sound rather delicious, doesn't it? But yeah, this could be a absolute cracking race, I've got to say. I mean, Big Dick Jono defending champion here. Cardi starting from first, so this could be a bit of a tasty one. I do remember from the timings last time we were here with the V8 supercars, Big Dick Jono got the fastest lap time during the race, and I think that was a 2-minute lap as well. So yeah, he can definitely pull out the qualifying times there when it's needed. And Wilco, you know, he's in fourth, you know, so anything can happen for him. Somebody has a little bit of bad luck and can pick up positions, but don't count on him waiting for such mistakes to happen. He'll be pushing hard as well. Waffles and Bits as well, and Andy Holden, always dark horses, especially Andy Holden. You know, when he's got the car underneath him, he'll push to the very end, and Waffles is just ultra consistent. So it's supposed to be a fun social race tonight, but these boys always try and go for gold.
They certainly will be going for gold. We've got 16 laps. The wait is almost over. As Wilco's saying, previous winners here at Bathurst, Righty in the GT3s, of course, Car Dude at the Supercars, Big Dick Johnson in the GTE cars, as Deb Mac and BK getting amongst in the comments. Big thank you to everybody who's watching us. 7 people now, make that 9 as we get ready to start this race here at Mount Panorama. Who will be crowned the King of the Mountain? King of the Mountain. As here we go then. 14 drivers, 16 laps. We are just about ready to go racing here. It's lights out and away we go then. Wimpinator makes a fantastic start up the line. Somebody's
in the middle.
Oh no! You can't do that as they're all going everywhere. And my goodness me, Crumpkin has made his way up to 9th position after all of that at the start. As I'm just watching it on my other screen now, that was absolutely terrible stuff down there at the back. But Car Dude's into the lead ahead of Big Dick Johnson and Wimpinator. Wilco up to 4th position. Indeed, that was where he started. As we head back to the front now and we cross the mountain for the very first time here at Bathurst. It's Car Dude, Big Dick Johnson, Wimpinator not too far behind him. Contact there with the walls. Early going in this race. I'm not too sure where the damage is on, but if it is, it's not a good start, Rob.
No, it's not a good start. They'll have to repair that car like Paul Radishitz. No. Just throw it away pretty much. Just throw it in a big hole. Get the backhoe out, pour some dirt on it, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. Then call up the insurance company the day after and say, hey, someone stole my bloody car. It's not something I'm planning to do myself. But Big Dick Johnny, they're just getting a little out of shape as I go all Kiwi. All of a sudden it's the potatoes and the cheese making me talk funny, a little bit Irish, bit of Kiwi. I don't bloody know. Wilco on the inside, absolutely ridiculous stuff. Wilco still side by side, Big Dick Johnny. Oh no, sorry, that's Wimpinator. I've absolutely screwed the pooch there. Wimpinator going for the big move. Big Dick Jono saying, no, I'm going to stay here. But Wimpinator's not giving up, Trent.
I'm not too sure what the hell you're on about, Rob. There must have been something in the mac and cheese. But look at this down Conrod Straight. This is unbelievable. Big Dick Johnson on the inside now with Jason. Is it behind him? Jesus, I can't keep up with this. What a hectic start to this race. Cart Dude's checked out at the front. But now Big Dick Johnson knocking off a couple of cones like Roberto on the weekend. Is through on the inside. And this is unbelievable. Big Dick Johnson gets into second place, but Wimpinator keeping him honest. And Jason behind him. Jesus, I've missed this. Oh, this is so good. I've missed this. I tell you, we had last week off. But boy, I'm glad to be back, Rob.
Yeah, she's glad to be back. Wilco though, he's looking pretty good behind what's his face, Wimpinator there. Very professional we are for getting people's names already. And yeah, it is very nice to be back. We're just going through the field at the moment to see where some battles are, and this one looks very, very interesting indeed.
Oh, Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey! Mickey inside the top 10 now with Crumpkin. And Bailey says, let's go, Kano, let's go. Ooh, ooh. And Mickey and Kano. Crumpkin, I think, up in 8th and 9th. This one going to get a little spicy, you've got to say. Spicier than a South Australian string bean. Lap 2 out of 16. It's Cart Dude, Big Dick, Johnson, Wimpinator and Jason. Oh, contact! And we're going to be seeing them bouncing off a few walls before this race is finished. And coming over the top of the mountain, it looked as though Crumpkin just didn't have the pace there. He seemed to almost look like a bit of a brake test there on Mickey. I'm not suggesting that that was the case, but Mickey seemed to have to slow up there in the Ford coming across the top of the mountain. Now Mickey still in 9th, and I'm thinking that's Hef down there in P10 with Righty behind him, a former winner here in the GT3 category, of course, as we take a look now at Compact. Oh yes, 3rd, 4th, and or is it 4th, no, 4th, 5th and 6th all together now. Compact in a bit of a Jason and Waffles sandwich, and they're so close there, Rob, but they're not making contact. Oh, just as I say that, and he's around.
Oh my lord!
Commentator's curse there, and Compact, is there a bit of a gap there, I think, to John Dog in 7th? Is he going to make it back onto the track and maintain 6th? I think he is. Yeah,
he is. That was very interesting. He just got a little unsettled when he touched that car and just lit it up, and it went right around. But these two boys, they're going to be at hammer and tongs with all this, and especially Waffles as well. He's very quick in these cars, especially in the sprint rounds we did in our previous seasons with him. Didn't commentate back then, I watched just to watch it, but yeah, Waffles was incredibly quick in the shortened races, so yeah, this could be a little interesting. You see Wilco just closing the door a little bit. Waffles just going to follow him around here. There's no need to do anything silly on the 3rd lap, but these boys are racing live to see the last 2 laps at Flemington. Don't know why I said Flemington, it must be the Bruce McAvaney impression he did last week, the week before that trip.
It's not helping, that's for sure. I reckon you're having about an 8-course dinner there by the sounds of it, Rob. They do things a little bit differently over there, as you mentioned at the last couple of laps at Flemington. But Waffles and Betts now and Compact side by side on the final straight. 500 metres to go. Isn't this delicious? A bit like that macaroni and cheese. But anyway, Big Chef, that's for you if you're out there watching. But look how close he is. Waffles and Compact, or is it Waffles? Is that Jason? Jesus, I'm getting them all mixed up at the moment. But Waffles now is through, is he? Yes, it was Jason, not Compact, who he was side by side with there coming down Conrod Straight, but he is through as Big Shep. Oh my goodness, Big Shep. Hooker has just joined us. Hello to you, Hooked. LJ Hooker, you're the best. As Big Shep's also joined us from the Royal Hotel in Upper Ferntree Gully tonight. There's an Upper Ferntree Gully, folks, having a few frothies and playing trivia. And Grinner says Grinner's here, also Veronica too. That's interesting. Hello to you, Grinner. Winners are Grinners, that's for sure. Lap 3 out of 16. Make that lap 4. Great to have everybody's company here tonight. As Dev Max says, get him Waffles. But boy, oh boy, Cart Dude has checked out at the front here. And will he be the king of the mountain tonight? It's a little bit early to say at this stage as OGT 328. What's happening with him? He looked to be...
He's just pissed off now. Trev, I did see the car stopped on the timing screens. It looked a little bit spicy. Who was that in the background? I think that was Crumpkin. Crumpkin going wide at Murray's corner there. And slowing him up quite a lot on that lap, unfortunately. But Crumpkin's doing a good job in 10th there. He won't be doing a good job if he keeps fucking up, I'll be honest. But nevertheless, I must say, Wilco is not letting Waffles get away too quickly. There has been a gap that's opened up, but that's stabilised now from the last lap. So Wilco's doing a very good job there But other than that, oh, he's getting on the dirty stuff there. Little dirty boy he is. Going to spank him after. But yeah, car dude's fucked off.
He has. He's gone. Sorry, my mind started to wander there. But Wilco, who is catching Waffles.
Boy.
How well are we going tonight?
Wilco.
All right, one of the untouchables, you've got to say. Anyway, it's an inside joke. You wouldn't get it anyway. But Waffles, everyone out there watching, is in fourth still. Wilco 4 seconds further behind him, as Grinner says, "Oops, Jughead." Okay, then Dev Mac, did Jason miss a gear? I'm not too sure. But as Hef, what is the Hef doing? Well, I'll tell you what Hef's doing. He is right up Mickey's backside, and he is looking to go through here. No contact was made, but he is very close, and I wouldn't be surprised. I'd bet the house that he's going to send one down the inside here, heading into the chase in the final part of this lap. How good is it to have V8 supercars back at Bathurst here on Project Cars 2? And we've got Grinner, Shep, Dev Mac, LJ Hooker, you're the best, all joining us here tonight, and BK as well as Hef there. Not sure what he was trying to do there, Roberto, but either way, he didn't seem to get that done, and he stays in 9th position at the moment. Second of these social races here on the KRL Kid Dog Racing League, I beg your pardon. We're still getting the names sorted out in the courtrooms. I'm sure we'll sort something out shortly. What on earth am I talking about? Lap 5 out of 16. Isn't it great to be back at the mountain, Rob?
It's great to be back, even though we I don't know, I think you're pissed on. I've just finished my food, so the majority of this broadcast has been a little bit shithouse, but that's the way we like it because we're not professionals, and that's the best way of doing it. But yeah, the gaps along the whole field has opened up now, apart from the Hef and Mickey SR33. I don't know what Mickey's real name is, but I don't know, I imagine him as a 50-year-old woman in cheerleader gear being thrown about in a music clip. It's just a weird fantasy that I do have, apart from Daddy Jason Wilkinson, but that's something different entirely.
Yep, that and conquering the living space to the east. But anyway, that's a story for another day. 10 people watching this stream, and Jesus, where would you want to be? Where else would you want to be on a Thursday night? Watching the cricket? I don't think so. I'd much rather be here watching this, as we've got some Cart Dude. We've got some pit stop action here, which is quite strange, Rob, because I thought we weren't doing the pit stop thing tonight, but Cart Dude electing to come in. I wonder why.
Might be because his soft tyres have absolutely decided to disintegrate, and they will, depending on the temperature on circuit. At the moment, the soft tyres don't like too much heat, so if you overwork them and they heat up too much, that's how they wear a lot, especially in these cars as well, with about 650 horsepower go through the rear wheels. That's a lot of energy. The car's weighing almost over, or definitely over a tonne. I'm not too sure about the weights of a V8 supercar, I'm not too sure indeed, but yeah, it's a lot of work for a tyre that's about 20 years old in design. So yeah, that might be a smart move from our man there. Coming in, putting some soft rubber on, some new rubber on, maybe hards. That's what I'd be going for, especially in these conditions at the moment. And playing the waiting game, because I can guarantee there'll be some more pit stops tonight.
Certainly will be lap 6 out of 16 here. And we don't know the exact weight, but I'm sure they're pretty fucking heavy, that's for sure. That is the technical term we like to use here. As we take a look at Wimpinator now, Big Dick Johnson has inherited the lead. After that pit stop of Cart Dude. Where's that put Cart Dude? Down in P6, but he'll have some nice fresh rubber. We know all about putting fresh rubbers on, but anyway, he'll be chasing down.
We obviously don't.
I didn't do as much good, but he is chasing down Compact. He's 5 we better leave that there. He's 5 seconds behind Compact now, and Jason Wilkinson is a further 10 seconds down the road from him. And then Waffles, but like we said, if he does have some fresh tyres on, it might help his cause here in the final 10 or so laps of this race. As we look at the previous lap times, I'm guessing there in the middle. 2 minutes 02 for the top three guys. 2 minutes 6 there for Wilco last time around, so he might have made a mistake. Compact with the 209. Cantude obviously having made that pit stop. Just not quite accurate there. That previous lap time is hooked. Says the top three pushing hard, doing 202s. And a big thank you for that comment, LJ Hooker. Must have read your mind, or you read my mind, because I just said that. But Waffles there last time around, Rob, doing a 201.9. And he's only 7 and a bit seconds off the lead at the moment, so you just can't quite count out anybody at this stage of the race.
No, you can never count out anybody, Trev. The big thing, though, is how much tyre life is he taking out of his tyres right now? Is this going to be his smart move? Push a little bit early on and see what happens at the end? I'm not too sure. We're almost a half race distance anyway. So people are going to start pit stopping. This would be around about the time to do it, half race distance. That means you've got half race. I don't even know what I'm fucking talking about anymore. But yes, I know what I'm saying. Half the race on certain tyres, half the race on the other tyres, and hopefully that comes together, just like the Beatles. Anyway, but they'll come together for probably the ultimate pit strategy. Although, if I was them, probably sit on those soft tyres a little bit longer, go a little bit later into the race. Put on the... Oh, fucking Woffs, what are you doing, mate? That was a big moment there. Almost pooed me pants. And really hammer those soft tyres in the last few laps. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting how it all plays out. And see what Cardi does. He's 2:11 at the moment, so he might have been caught up in into a crash of something of that variety, but yeah, this man is ultra quick and to run away from the field that quickly as well in the opening laps. It's rather impressive, so we'll see what this man can do as well.
Yeah, lap 7 out of 16 at the moment. Cartude there, you mentioned he might have got into some trouble. Not too sure what the fuck we've been going on about for the last 31 minutes, Rob. But hopefully you're enjoying it at home, as LJ Hooker says Woffs is indeed on a charge now in the 201s, but a 202.0 for him last time around. So couldn't quite crank the 2-minute 1 mark there for 2 laps in a row. But Wimpinator now we're riding on board with, currently in P2, just a tick under 5 seconds behind Big Dick Johnson. And Cartu not really making any inroads, is he, after that pit stop, as Wilco is now in the pits, and that'll give Compact and Cartu a chance to gain a position there. But Wilco now in the pits. And so he's going for brand new tyres as well. And lap 8 out of 16, which means that half the race gone and half still to go. Big hello to you, Murray, and thank you for joining us as well. So lap 8 out of 16. So half race distance here at Mount Panorama. It was looking like Cartude might have been the king of the mountain, but 32 seconds off the lead at the moment. He's not looking that way anymore, as Wilco now right down to 9th. 9th, 10th? No, 9th. He's stayed in at 9th position, as Wilco says, loaded the wrong setup, had hards on the right side, and oops, Brody had no furl. So Wilco, he's just that good, Rob. He's got... He's
having a stroke. He's having a stroke in the comment section as we speak.
He's having a stroke somewhere, that's for sure, but it's, I don't...
There's the hards in the middle as well. We forgot about those ones.
We certainly did. He's been a very naughty boy, but Cartude, oh, you've got to be patient here, Cartude, has the Taswegian right up the jacksie of Compact, and it's not going to be too long before he gets this move done as he tucks in behind Compact down Conrod Straight. How good is this? Is he going to duck out from behind the Ford? A bit of Ford-on-Ford action here at the moment as Cartude comes out, and that must have been an orgasm, because it's Ford versus Ford.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Sorry.
Well, oh yes, and Cartude there, you're just throwing me off. That I tell you what, that's not sure what's happening over there, Rob, but Cartude then getting the job done, and Rob having a religious vision there, I think, because Cartude through and up to 4th. He's got the job done. Compact not fighting him an awful lot there, Rob.
I don't know about that. Going into the chase there, Compact moved over just behind Cardi, and there would have had to be at least a bee's dick in between them, because that was closer than I just got to ejaculation. But yeah, that's yeah, crikey, that was a big one. Fucking hell! If I was Car Dude and I saw that in my rearview mirror, I would have expected an accident. But somehow that happened, and they're both on the circuit at the moment. So congratulations to them. They've won the Jesus Christ Appreciates You award for tonight.
The JC award. Congratulations to those two. It was a lap 9 out of 16 then. And Big Dick Johnson a little bit slow that time around, a 2-minute 3.2. Still 3 and a bit seconds ahead of Wimpinator. But Cart Dude still 33 seconds off the lead. And I guess the question is whether it was worth making a pit stop. And as I say that, Wilco all the way down there in 7th. And if anything, it's just put these guys, especially Wilco, not so much Cart Dude, Rob, but it's put Wilco into some pretty heavy traffic at the moment. If he's going to get back into this race, he's going to have to pass some of these guys.
Yeah, that's the big risk in taking a pit stop in a shortened race like this, is try not to get the traffic in front of you. And unfortunately, I mean, luckily at the moment, I'm sure he'd have some sort of clear air. There's only there's about 20-second gap between he and John Dog at the moment, so there's some fresh air there at the moment for Wilco to play around with and try and get the maximum speed out of his car as he can. But yeah, it's a tough position to come back from, considering he started 4th. He's back in 7th, and Cart Dude. I mean, Cart Dude's probably not going to come back and win this if those other guys don't come for a pit stop. But yeah, it's a big loss for those two, isn't it?
It certainly is. Fresh air to play around with. Sounds very interesting. But we've got half a dozen or so laps. And this man that you're looking at is on a charge. He's a little bit over 3 seconds behind our race leader, Big Dick Johnson. That gap is staying very steady indeed. But the two sort of matching each other's lap times there. Last time around, Big Dick Johnson at 2:03, Wimpinator at 2:02. We saw him in the 2:01s as
Wimp,
he's...
No,
Wimp. No, Wimp. Don't do that, Wimp. Not sure why. It sounded a little bit like...
it's sort of Michael Jackson here, wasn't it? It was, you know, I'm waiting for Michael Jackson to sneak onto the side of the circuit, and one of the smaller spectators to be kidnapped. It's a whole ordeal that we have to go through tonight.
Yeah. No, Bubbles. Bubbles, no. Come on, Bubbles. Anyway, Bubbles was a little monkey he used to keep in a cage. Bubbles was pretty savage. Okay. Anyway, okay, not sure how we...
What did Bubbles do? What happened to Bubbles?
Okay, Macaulay, you stay over there. Okay, anyway.
Jesus.
Well, Jesus has joined us a few times tonight as Wimpinator comes across the line. Not sure how we can get Michael Jackson into one of these streams, but anyway, we certainly have. We go places where no other commentators have gone before, or probably won't go before, or never again. And that's what we love about this second social race in the KRL Super League. Sounds like one of those franchise cricket leagues, doesn't it? But great to have everybody's company here. 7 people watching the live stream. LJ Hooker wants to know, Rob, how is the sphincter? And maybe get back to him in about 6 hours after the Beans and Mac have gone through. But Andy Holden talking about going through here. I'm losing my voice. He'll be looking to get past Mickey. You're so fine. And will he blow his mind, Rob? This is a little spicy battle, this one.
Yeah, this is certainly going to be spicy, and I'm going to try and attempt to do this as Michael Jackson. Andy Holden there coming up behind Mickey SR there. You can see Mickey SR taking the defensive line. That's what I did in the court cases against all those children. They're just all ignorant. They're all ignorant. You know, I didn't touch no kids. And you can see Andy Holden there coming up behind Mickey SR. Andy Holden hasn't touched Mickey SR, so is he ignorant? No, he's not ignorant, but everybody else is ignorant.
I didn't sleep with those kids. I mean, I had a big bedroom, you know, like they were over like 2 or 3 levels. I mean,
Anyway, so Andy there. Anyway, here comes Andy. And let's get on the Andy train. I've had a little bit too much to drink. But anyway, Andy now, lap 11 out of 16. Not that you can notice. Andy and Cartoon, the only 2 drivers in this race. As far as I know, they've got a red mark against their name, so they must be carrying some penalties. And my goodness me, Mickey, not doing him any favours. They're heading up the hill there, Rob.
You know, Mickey is defending well. Mickey went into the barrier. You can see that Mickey actually attacked those barriers. He's actually a pedophile, and everybody else who doesn't agree with me is ignoring.
oh, don't be like that, Rob. Come on, Rob. Stick to the jokes, Rob. I mean, come on.
I don't know, Trev. I think everybody else is ignoring because I saw Mickey touch the wall, and touching the walls is almost as bad as touching kids. And everybody else is ignoring.
Oh, don't be like that.
Anyway, yeah, time to get back to, sounds a bit like Big Dick Johnson, doesn't it?
Yeah, nah, Big Dick Johnson, yeah, fucking Michael Jackson. Hey, shut up there, Big Dick Johnson. Yeah, nah, fuck off, you pedophile cunt. That's
Okay, as Grinner, I don't know how to respond to that, but anyway, Grinner has a question for the Benella boys. A question for the Benella boys. He says, after the race, do you know Terry Cameron or Kathy Whelan? I'm typing their names into the Facebook search bar as I read this, but I've got to say I don't know Terry or Kathy. Should I? Please let us know, Grinner. Winners are Grinners. They're great to have your company here, but this race fairly quiet at the moment, so we do need something to occupy our time. And if I do need to search them on Facebook, let me know. In fact, I've already started that process. But anyway, we've had Michael Jackson tonight, Jesus Christ as well, and Big Shep. Imagine those 3 in a room together with a few frothies. That would be interesting, including Bubbles as well.
Well, come on, Shep. You're a big man, Shep. Come on, Shep. Don't be like that, Shep.
Come on, Shep. Just touch Bubbles. But Bubbles doesn't buy. Bubbles will farm also against what I call those children.
As Bubbles is out of the cage there. And my wife is wondering what on earth is going on here in the commentary box at the moment.
She's ignorant. She's ignorant, Herb. Just tell her that she's ignorant.
No, you know, I never touch those kids. As LJ Hooker says, Cardi with a low 2 minutes 01. he's really flying. He's going quicker than Macaulay Culkin into my bedroom after home in 01. But anyway, okay, lap 12 out of 16. We're going to be put off the air here, Rob. But pretty much all I've got, I'll just stick with those jokes. But anyway, lap 12 out of 16 here at Bathurst. Mount Panorama style for you. V8 Supercars, Project Cars 2, Michael Jackson, Jesus Christ, Rob Pearson and Alan Shep. What more do you need for a Thursday night, I hear you ask? But lap 13, have I said it's lap 13 too many times? Well, I'll say it again before the night is finished, because it's Big Dick Johnson sitting pretty. Beautiful camera work there in the V8 Ford car. Look at that. No prettier sight in motorsport than that beautiful car coming across the top of the mountain. What goes up must come down. And he's 4.4 seconds. So that gap has moved a little out in front there. Like we said, Car Dude on a late charge there. But it's not going to be enough, is it? That gap's still over 30 seconds with 3 laps to go. And we mentioned Jason a moment ago, who, when he came to the pits, he did say that he chose the wrong strategy in terms of the tyres. But, well, making a pit stop just hasn't really worked out for either guy tonight, has it?
No, it really hasn't. And unfortunately, those 2 guys made a mistake when they were doing their setup. So, kind of their fault. Unfortunately, it's kind of robbed us of a couple of battles there, especially with Wilco. He was battling hard with Waffles and Bits and other members I've forgotten about, not because I've forgotten the names, it's just because I've kind of forgotten everything after Bubbles the Monkey came in. And I can tell you though, Trev, that Bubbles the Monkey is a very interesting character. I had a couple of cigarettes with him, a couple of cigars, a couple of drinks, and he did tell me things that Michael Jackson did to him, and I need to go take a cold shower in the corner.
Yep, while you do that, No monkey business, I'm sure. But lap 14 out of 16.
That was a lie, Trey. That was just a lie. He's ignoring.
Two laps to go until the end of this one. As Hooked LJ Hooker says Wilco and John on a 2-lap sprint. Wilco, where's Wilco? Wilco's down in P6. Sorry, you've really thrown me off here with this Michael Jackson stuff. As we'll let you have a cold shower. But
Bubbles is a monkey that I know. I didn't catch him. Those kids lied to the cops.
yeah. As Big Dick Johnson coming home here at Bathurst to the sounds of Michael Jackson's Billie Jean. Anyway, I better stop this. So we'll get done for copyright, won't we? 2 laps to go. Big Dick Johnson only 12 kilometres. That's a fair way, isn't it? 2 laps separating him as he comes up to start the penultimate lap of this race. And what about his cousin John Dog? He's probably not actually his cousin, but the name is fairly similar. And both Big Dick Johnson and John Dog topping and tailing this field. You see what I did there, Rob, considering you had those beans.
Nice.
But here we go, not too far until the end of this race. Please don't be shy, get some comments coming in. Not too happy with the comments tonight. We haven't seen enough of them. But don't forget to stay tuned for where we will be, what we'll be doing. We might even be talking English next week. But lap 15 now, Big Dick Johnson, John Dog, inside the top 7. Not a bad result for him, and he's only 5 seconds behind Wilco as well. Wilco having set up issues like we've been mentioning throughout the course of this race, and Crumpkin inside the top 10. Fantastic news for that man who just picked up this Project Cars 2 game not too long ago. 14 drivers started this race, and 10 are remaining. And I've got to admit, I do like these shorter races as well. Only 10 to 9, or whatever that is.
That's Michael Jackson's favourite too, is a 10 to 9. He's got particular taste for it. One thing I've just noticed though, that Basmac car of John Dog sounds like a very dodgy sort of vasectomy company. The ones you would go to Thailand for. Yes,
just one of many things that I'm sure you go to Thailand for, but not something I've got to worry about. Maybe after another kid, I don't know. Anyway, that is my personal life, which I'm sure none of you want to hear about, or maybe you do. Leave a comment. We can talk off air a little bit later. See what I did there? Very smooth. There's no one. Sorry, you've really... Anyway, as Wimpinator now, currently in P2. He's been there for a little while. All right, Michael, no. Yeah, Siri's searching Michael Jackson. Anyway, so Wimpinator now in P2. He's been there for a long time, like I mentioned. But that is not a bad result for him. If I could remember where he qualified, I think it was P3 maybe. I'd have to go back and have a look on the stream, which, if anyone hasn't noticed, is travelling in a smooth 60 frames per second, Rob. I'm sure we'll be going back and watching it a bit later on. It is absolutely magnificent, isn't it? A bit of Bruce there at the end of last year's grand final. But lap 15 out of 16, penultimate lap of this race here at Mount Panorama. And it's looking like Big Dick Johnson is going to conquer the mountain on this occasion. And indeed, it was Big Dick Johnson who won a race around here at some point in the past. And you've got to say he really does like this track.
Yeah, he does like this track. And other things I'm trying to think of to fill the dead airspace while we wait for a little bit of excitement to happen. Andy Holden there getting a little bit dirty. He's also a little bit of a dirty boy there, Trev. But I thought we could have a little singing contest, so I'll start. The two of us need no look no more. We found both what we are looking for, Trey. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Someone help.
That's all right. I've got Michael Jackson's. What's Michael Jackson's favourite nursery rhyme? Little Boy Blue. Okay. As here we go. We're almost at the end of this race. We got there. We got to the Michael Jackson bit, and we kept on it. And and his favourite holiday, Christmas, because he gives the well-behaved kids a special gift. But my goodness, they just keeps going on like this. Anyway.
Oh well, I mean, it's just like what does Michael Jackson scream at when he's drowning? Throw me a boy. You know, it's.
Well, that's nothing. Have you heard about his toaster? The bread goes in brown and comes out white. But anyway, Big Dick Johnson now, you've got to say he is easing off the pace in this one, as I thought somebody had left a comment. It could have been a Michael Jackson joke. But anyway, let's show that chat again. So last lap of this race, and we're going to pick up Big Dick somewhere around this last lap, I am sure. But there's Cart Dude down there in P4. He will have a penalty, which could affect whether he finishes on a podium or not, depending on whether he can pass Waffles on track. And the race has finished, so Big Dick Johnson has conquered the mountain here tonight in this KRL social race, and which means Wimpinator has finished this race in P2. And now the battle continues for the final podium.
Oh, what the heck?
Position as...
What's going on there?
Waffles, not sure what's happening there, but just deciding a little bit like my golf game there, ending up in the sand. And what is happening there? He's had a vasectomy all right in the Vasmac special, but he's had something's been cut because he is not... Jesus, what happened there? Anyway, he's finished fourth. Cart Dude now.
Oh my lord, there's some sort of court case that has to be there, because Cart Dude definitely touched Wimpinator. So Cart Dude is now on pressing charges for the eventual rape of Wimpinator.
Right, Michael and Macaulay there, just getting... Anyway.
He didn't touch me. He didn't touch me, Trev. You're ignorant. You're ignorant. And I'm going to sue you, and then I'm going to settle out of court, because nobody needs to know how ignorant you are.
What did the man on the beach say to Michael Jackson? Get out of my son. Anyway, it's just getting better and better.
What's the difference between Michael Jackson and a PlayStation? Nothing. They're both made of plastic and they both get turned on by little boys.
Yes. Oh, that's almost up there with the Cardinal Pell at the Wiggles concert. Anyway, so Big Dick Johnson wins this race. I've totally lost the plot as someone went flying there. And Crumpkin, he will be very happy indeed. Please vote for your driver of the day. The Michael Jackson jokes, not doing it for them out there, Rob, in streaming YouTube land, because we've lost a couple. I know we've got a couple back now, that's good. But Waffles and Bits in the C. Ringley Vasmat vasectomy car coming home in a rather unusual fourth. And OGT left the session. We lost a couple of other drivers as well, as we just remembered, Trev, that you've got that controller plugged in to the wall socket and you you've just ripped it out of the wall. Anyway, so Big Dick Johnson wins this race ahead of Wimpinator. Good result for Wimpinator in the end. Couldn't quite get the job done, but still finishing in P2. Cart Dude in P4th. Waffles just lost the plot there, didn't he, at the end of that one. Finishes P4 in the end. Compact in P5. Wilco, after making a pit stop, in P3. Andy Holden in P8. John Dog in P8. Andy in P7, I beg your pardon. John Dog in P8. I've dropped the controller. Mickey, you're so fine. Not so fine. You blow my mind in 9th. And Crumpkin finishing 10th. We lost a couple of other drivers as well. But Hooked saying, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah. And the big dog, Bradley, I think that's Bradley there with the Roman numerals name. He is alive and well. Big hello to you, my man. And Cart Dude saying, my car was a rocket ship. Holy shit. Good stuff. We'll be talking to Cart Dude very, very shortly as Big Dick Johnson joins the party. Take it away, Roberto, with the big man.
How you going there, Big Dick John? It's long time no see. Hope you've been smoking the cigarettes there, mate. But fucking, yeah, no, that was a impressive race from you tonight, Cardi. Having a bit, but you got in knee action yourself, a couple of battles early on, and looked pretty exciting, mate.
Yeah, cheers, mate. No, don't actually smoke. There's no that.
No, that's a lie, mate. Lies and sleep again.
Yeah, no, good race. Good race. Yeah.
Got a little bit awkward there, Rob. I might have gone a little bit too long with that one, but but anyway, Big Dick Johnson, talk us through that race. Cart Dude was leading it in the early stages, elected to make a pit stop, still came back to finish third, but what was it a fairly boring race there after that pit stop from Cart Dude? Pretty uneventful in the end?
Yeah, probably. He didn't have any fuel, he didn't have enough fuel. So,
I fucked up.
pulled away at the start there. Yeah, it's pretty boring after that, really. Just trying to save the tyre, the front left, front right tyre. Yeah.
Awesome. Good stuff there, mate. Congratulations on the win. As we move along, we got Wimpinator in the party.
Yeah, we do, mate.
Sure do.
Yep, Wimpinator, talk us through your race, mate. That gap was fairly steady there. It was 3 seconds for a fair while, but then it got up to about 4 seconds. Did you feel like that was the best result you could have got tonight, or do you reckon you could have gone for the win?
Nah. I'm really happy with second, to be honest. I'm actually my first race in these cars for a league race, or social race, technically. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. Just trying to survive, to be honest. Just consistent laps. Not really to say. There was a few battles at the start, which were pretty fun, but after that, yeah, pretty boring race. Just go through the motions, really.
Would you say you were trying to survive like all those children within Michael Jackson's mansion?
I wouldn't say it's that extreme, but yeah, I was trying to survive, yeah. There's a few times it was a bit shaky, but that's probably stuff I probably did. No, I'm pretty happy with the result.
All right, thank you, Wimpinator. Thanks, guys. Okay, as we move along to
You're
ignorant. Thanks, man. Okay, as we move along to the Taswegian, congratulations, Wimpinator. We move along to Cart Dude now, the Taswegian. First of all, how is everything down there in Tasmania, the glorious state of Tasmania?
How is your map of Tassie?
My map of Tassie could do with a trim. Tassie needs to teach math better because I didn't put enough fuel in. So, that's not my fault. I blame the Tasmanian schools.
You know, considering they have two heads there, Trev, you would have expected them to work it out between themselves.
Yes, you would expect that, but then again, we've had a couple of Test match cricket captains come out of Tasmania, so we can't be too harsh on them. But Cart Dude, I forget what the answer was to whatever the question was that you were asked. But congratulations tonight, P3 for you, and looking good in the second of our social races tonight, mate. And not quite the public holiday down there in Launceston, if indeed that's where you're from, or is it Hobart? I'm not sure. But anyway, congratulations tonight, mate, and all the best for everything.
Thank you. We should do these cars again. I love them.
Yep, looking good indeed. Wilco and LJ Hook are up and about on the comments. Brody, just a final question.
Yep.
You had your quali setup loaded. That didn't help your cause tonight.
Well, I got fastest lap though, so if this is F1, I'd get a bonus point. So maybe it did.
I mean, yeah, it's all good to be quick, but sometimes quick's not the best. Just remember that in your dating life, mate.
And big thank you to our top three, and
No worries.
and awesome. Gee, these Michael Jackson jokes, they just keep going on, don't they? Boy, you've got to Google this stuff, Rob. But anyway, I think we are just about out of time. Big thank you to everybody. I don't think Jason's going to be joining us in the party chat tonight, but big thank you to everybody for joining us here on the KRL Project Cars 2 social race at Bathurst. It was Big Dick Johnson who conquered the mountain tonight. Rob, thank you also for being alongside me in the commentary box, and very exciting times ahead in the KRL League.
Yes, very exciting times indeed, and I'll just leave you with one final message from Michael Jackson. Everybody else is ignorant, and I didn't touch those kids, okay?
You certainly didn't. Michael Jackson. Difference between Michael Jackson. No.
It sounded more like Butters from South Park.
I gotta tell you, Cart Dude, what's the difference between Michael Jackson and Casper? I'll tell you. One is pale and scares kids, and the other is a friendly ghost. And
just a quick update. Apparently, we're trending at the moment. So
Oh,
all
yes.
people have heard for the last hour is Michael Jackson jokes.
As we are just about out of time. Great to have everybody's company. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to subscribe to the Kid Boys channel. Let's keep it together for the final 30 seconds, Rob. That'd be great, but subscribe if you haven't already, folks. Tune in next week, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Time, wherever you're watching right around the world. We'll be back next week with more KRL action. It's bye for now.